it's TxStampin Sharon. On today's video, I'm bringing you back an oldie but goodie, triple time stamping, but a little bit different. I've made lots of these cards in the past, but they're pretty fun. I hope you enjoy it. I hope I inspire you. I would love to hear your comments below the video, what you think. I love to read your comments. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, I invite you to do so. You may also do that below the video and then hit the little bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video or I go live on YouTube. If you currently already don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I'd be honored to help you with your Stampin' Up! Supply needs. Or if you need a catalog and you live in the United States, let me know. You can find out how to contact me, all of that below the video. Just click the show more or read more button. Let's make some cards. On today's video, I am playing with this beautiful DistINKtive stamp set called Gorgeous Posies. DistINKtive means that it is more realistic than some of our other stamps. I actually purchased it when I purchased the Gorgeous Posies project kit. You may have seen that video where I made a bunch of different cards. I realized when I made my cards using the kit that I emphasized more just the sentiments, or I did some gold embossing. Where is it? I embossed the flower with the gold. So I wanted to play with the stamp set itself, and we're going to be doing something called triple layer stamping. So I'm going to be using the Gorgeous Grape and the Granny Apple Green, my black memento. So I have my cardstock all cut, and I've done triple time stamping before with different sizes of my cardstock. This one's a little bit different, and I hope that you enjoy it. So for my first layer, my Whisper White is 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. My basic black is 1 1/2 by 3 inches. And then I have my second set of layers. My Whisper White is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. My basic black is 3 inches by 3 inches. And then for my third layer, my Whisper White is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then my basic black is 4 inches by 5 1/4. We'll be mounting all those layers on my Whisper White thick card base that measures 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, and I have scored it at 4 1/4. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up my sentiment with black memento. These Stampin' Up! Ink pads are extremely juicy. So I have a plastic spoon, and what I want to do for the DistINKtive stamps is I want to push some of that ink back down into the pad so that I get a better image when I do my stamping. This does not hurt the pad, and it eventually will come back to the surface. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some glue dots, and I want to touch that glue dot. I do not want it to be as sticky. I just want it to hold it in place for me while I do my stamping. I'm going to place this one about 1/4 inch from the left and about 1/4 inch from the top and bottom. Do the same thing. The oil from my fingers will help it not be so sticky. And then this one I'm going to place down here, again, about 1/4 inch from the right-hand side. We're going to ink up our stamp. And we're just stamping on all the layers. Some of them we will catch 3 of them. Some of them we will only catch maybe 1. But you can see that I've caught the bottom layer and then this top layer. You can also see the hot mess around it. Don't worry about that. I'm going to stamp some flowers over here. So I typically stamp 3. I have several other cards to show you using different colors of ink. So I have figured out if I just stamp 3 to start with, then I can come back and fill in more with my flower if I need it. So now we're going to stamp our leaves. It really looks funny. You're like, oh, this is a mess, but it turns out beautiful. And I'm going to grab my flower again, and I'm going to come in and fill in wherever I need it. I had so much fun making this card. You can do this with any solid image stamp. Flowers and leaves work really well, but you could use it with anything. Okay, so now I'm going to stamp my the stems, and I want to tell you something. Sometimes when you get a stamp and you try to stamp it and you're doing it just right, you're stamping straight down, you're lifting straight up, you get what I call trash. Let me show you. So I had started making this card and I realized that I had gotten some trash on these two leaves. So I put it aside and I'm like, forget that. I did it again and it was worse. So I took my scissors and I cut off that trashy mark with my of my stamp. So even though the stamps are already die cut out for you, you can do that. If you're not afraid to, you can go ahead and just trim that so that you don't get frustrated and ruin your project. Because I was almost done when that happened. All right, so now we're going to take and ink up our green. And now I don't have to worry about having trash on my stamp, on my card. I'm going to bring back in my memento, and I'm using the lots of dots stamp. And then I just take and just kind of twist that glue dot and it comes right off. See, so easy. I'm going to take your pick tool and I'm going to get the glue dot off. You can leave it if you want, but I just decided I didn't want that little bump in there. Now we're going to add some adhesive. And we'll add this, our sentiment layer, to our basic black. Same thing with our 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 piece. We're going to add this layer to our card base. And then for these 2 layers, we need lots of dimensionals. Okay, so now we're bringing it back in and we want to line it up. How did we stamp it? So there's my flower, there's the tip, and then we're going to hide, see this, the gap that we had earlier? The basic black layer will hide that layer and no one can tell. We're going to do the same thing here. We're looking at our leaves and we're just going to line them up here, here. Our flower tips right there. So fun. Now let's add some of those faceted gems. And then I want to show you my other color versions because they're all different. I know posies are probably supposed to be purple, but you know what? When we're stamping, we can make them whatever color we want. Let's see, where do we want that? I kind of like it right there. Okay. How about Magenta Madness or Melon Mambo? So fun. I had so much fun creating these different types of triple time stamping. I gave you my measurements, but you could make your own as long as you, whenever you cut your Whisper White layer, just add 1/4 inch to your measurements and then change them up, make them your own. I just hope y'all have fun and you'll give this a try. Happy stamping, y'all.